country. Your children should participate. It's fun, it's competitive, and it gives them a sense of doing something great and something big. So come on, yet again, allow them participate. All right, that being said, I also want to mention before I start the big stories that the ministerial nominee screening is currently ongoing at the upper chamber, that's the Senate. And I do hear that one of the three ministerial nominees collapsed earlier while, presenting his qualifications, or after presenting his qualifications, and was getting praised by a senator from his state. The screening was live on television, still live on television right now. And at the time, senators rallied around the ministerial nominee who has collapsed. Now, I do hope he's in good health. And this is an opportunity to ask every man listening out there, every human, as a matter of fact, every human being, to ensure that they go for health checkup to make sure that they're doing all right, and there is no emergency when it comes to health issues. That being said, let us go straight to the big stories making the round. I have a report before me that says the Rivers State government reiterates ban on tricycles on major roads in Phalga and Obio-Akpor. Now, in 2020, if I remember correctly, the Rivers State government put a ban on tricycles, otherwise known as keke napep, from plying routes that are designated as major roads. However, in recent times, we've seen these tricycles, keke napep, ply some of these major roads. So I'm going to quickly read the report so that you can get to understand where I'm coming from. The chairman okay, no, that's not it. Sorry, give me a minute. The Rivers State Ministry of Transport says the ban on tricycles, popularly known as keke napep, on major roads in Port Harcourt still stands. Recall that the ban on keke napep operations on major roads in Port Harcourt came into effect in 2020. Now, in line with Section 74, subsection 1H of the Rivers State Road Traffic Law number 6 of 2009, tricycles are not allowed on major roads in Port Harcourt. But some keke napep operators have continued to flout the ban. Commissioner for Transport Jacobson Imbina, in an interview, urged keke napep operators to obey the ban, as the state government will soon implement the operation Leave Major Roads and Streets. As you may know, keke napep operators were banned from operating along the Aba Road, Ikwere Road, the entire Port Harcourt Township area, Borokri Axis, Ada George Road, Airport Road, Eastern Bypass, Old Aba Road, Ilabuchi, Elekaya, and East-West roads. Others are from Transamadi to Garrison, NTA to Choba, Rimo Krusi, Eneka Igruta Road, Slaughter to Woji, Oginigba to Artillery, Oil Mill to Elelenwo Akpajo, Golf Estate to Akpajo, and Waja to Mpogu. Maybe I should list the names of the major roads again. Aba Road, Ikwere Road, the entire Port Harcourt Township, Borokri Axis, Ada George, Airport Road, Eastern Bypass, Old Aba Road, Elabuchi, Elekaya, East-West roads. Others are Transamadi to Garrison, NTA to Choba, Rumukrusi, Eneka Igruta Road, Slaughter to Woji, Oginigba to Artillery, Oil Mill, Elelenwo Akpajo, Golf Estate to Akpajo, and Waja to Mpogo. And now this is the reason why I've made this number one big story on today's edition of the show. It is because I know a lot of you listening will be affected by the reiteration of this ban, because we know that in most of these places that were listed, keke napeps have started plying these roads, or are now plying those roads. And so the first question in my head is, to you listening, how will you be affected by the enforcement of the law that says tricycles cannot ply these major roads? Secondly, what do you think should be the alternatives from the point of government? Because if you are saying these people should not ply those routes, what alternatives are there and present? And basically, for those of us who may not be affected by these or by this ban, what do you think about the ban on keke napeps on major roads? Now, for some of you who have vehicles, when you drive along these routes and you see sometimes the behavior of some of the tricycle riders, what is your take as well on the enforcement of this law as mentioned by the Commissioner of Transport? I'd like to hear from you when I open the phone lines. But let's get now to the next big story for today. Cooking gas now 1,000 naira per kg. Yes, there is an increase yet again when it comes to cooking gas, and I hear that 12.5 kg is now selling for 12,500 naira. And the first thing that comes to mind is the common man who is trying to survive. Given the rate of inflation, given the cost of things in the marketplace, I'm wondering how the common man can get by with expensive cooking gas. Now, according to the Punch report from yesterday, price of 12.5 kg of liquefied natural gas or cooking gas has increased to 12,500 naira as Nigeria celebrates our 63rd independence anniversary. The market survey by Punch correspondent revealed the gas retailers had jacked up prices of 12.5 kg from 10,000 naira reported towards the end of last month, which of course was September, to 12,500 naira in Lagos. In Lagos, that is what it's selling at. I want to think it's also close to 1,000 naira mark here in River State. I need to clarify that. But remember, there was a report that said before December or by December, a 12.5 kg of cooking gas may be selling for 18,000 naira. Now, it is really important that while we are talking about increase in minimum wage, while we're talking about other measures by the federal government to ensure that you and I don't feel the brunt of the removal of petrol subsidy that much, while we're trying to put in certain economic measures to ensure that Nigeria's economy becomes buoyant, we should also realize that other places need some kind of focus, and cooking gas is one of it, given our huge gas reserves. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking out loud. But how does this affect you as a person? How does this affect your livelihood? How does this affect your home? And someone predicted it that just maybe, or there was that report that just maybe by December, gas will sell at 18,000 naira to a 12.5 kg. Are we getting there? If we get there, what does that mean to the common man? What does that mean to you? Because like I said, we're focusing on minimum wage, petrol subsidy, CNG buses and the likes, but we're not looking at the other sides that need focus. And yet again, cooking gas is one of those things that need focus, because kerosene is not available. Remember, kerosene is not available, and if kerosene is not available, what should the common man use to cook his meals? All right, so moving on now to the last big story. Labour federal agreement to cost 2 trillion naira as Senate rejects federal government taking CBN loans. I had to merge two headlines so that conversation can be as rich as it is. So on the Nation newspaper, there is a report that all the measures, all the agreements made by the federal government and Labour will cost about 2 trillion naira. So the 100 billion naira in acquiring CNG buses, the increment, in minimum wage temporarily. I'm talking about 35,000 naira addition to the minimum wage. Removal of VAT from diesel. What else again? I think there are a couple of other things. Oh yeah, of course. Is it 75,000 naira to, is it 15 million homes? Yeah. That will be done in the space of 3 months. For the temporary minimum wage increment, that will be done in the space of 6 months. For VAT removal, that will be done in the space of 6 months. All of these things will cost the government 2 trillion naira. And we've been told that the government does not have enough money. Yes, we've removed subsidy from petrol and the money is supposed to be used for the development. But I fear that part of that money will now be used to, sponsor these welfare programs. And also, there are talks and indications that the government may have gone back to subsidy, given the fact that of crude oil in the international market went up in the market. There's also, of course, the foreign exchange rise, and that should also have affected the crude oil price. The price of petrol has remained the same at 6 about for a quick commercial break.
Hello.
To Hard Facts at 92.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Kalada Kurubat. But remember, you can watch us live on Facebook. Nigeria Info PH is the handle. We're also live on YouTube. Nigeria Info PH is the handle as well. And we are active on X. Nigeria Info PH as well as the handle. All right. You can also follow me on socials. My handle is dkalada, TheKalada. That being said, I was talking about, the cost of the agreement between Labour and the federal government. And as reported on the Nation newspaper, it will cost us 2 trillion naira. However, the Punch newspaper is reporting that the Senate has warned the federal government from spending illegal funds. And what it means by that is whatever money will be spent as a result of the agreement between the federal government and Labour should come as a result of a supplementary budget. So the federal government or the office of the president should submit a proposal, a supplementary budget to the National Assembly for consideration before any money is spent. The Senate said it would reject collecting loans from the CBN ways and means as was done by the Buhari's administration. So it's getting really interesting. I'm looking at how all of this will pan out, given that Labour has said that the calling off of the strike or the suspension of the strike is for 30 days. It's already counting. I think one day gone already. It's counting. But what that means is, I hope the federal government keep to its words. But if it can't, then what that means is that Labour may go on strike again, because I did see one headline that said Labour will not give any warning if the federal government fails to keep to its own side of the agreement. That being said, it's time for me to open the phone line to allow you air your views on the stories that we have reviewed already. The numbers are the same for those of you who have it. For new callers, the numbers are 0817 923 0002. The second one, 0817 923 0003. So which of these big stories are you interested in? I'd like to hear from you so we can talk, right? So we can talk for development. But just in case you can't call in and you want to send in a message, my preferred channel would be Facebook, which I already told you the handle is Nigerian for PH. And you could do WhatsApp as well, 0809 0306416. All right, let's start with Emeka calling in from Owerri. Emeka, greetings to you. Welcome on the show. Let's get your thoughts, please.
Brother, good afternoon.
Yeah, welcome.
It's only in Nigeria that I'm talking of the Keke Dam.
Okay.
Each time government wants to deal with the masses, they don't care. They don't bloody care who is concerned, as long as it has to do with the poor masses. The other time, National Assembly, this 10th Assembly coming, they have not been sworn in. They have already increased their monument, everything about them, without even wasting time. But when it comes to the poor man, when you buy Keke, because the last time I checked, the average Keke driver is honorable in the street. So they have their family, they have their children, they have their children in the school, they have their responsibilities. You just look up, what are the alternatives? This is the only part of the world where
have you thought, Emeka, have you thought about it from the angle of safety, from the angle of what the right thing is, what kind of vehicles can run on certain major roads? Have you looked at it from that angle? Because, for instance, it is not safe for a tricycle to be riding on the highway, I guess. So have you looked at it from all of these angles?
Yes, I look at that. This same thing happened here during the time of Reuters. Reuters introduced what they call Keke bus, which is bus. You understand?
Yeah,
introduce it.
Yeah.
People invested in it. It's all over now. If the last time you came to it, you will allude to what I'm saying now. So what is the alternative to these poor people?
All right.
That is the question. What is the alternative?
All right.
Then Canada.
Quickly, please.
When you say big story.
Yeah.
The issue of Chicago saga. You don't want to discuss
it's not part of my conversation for now. Thank you very much, Emeka from Owerri. Frank from D-Line, welcome. Frank, what is on your mind?
Good afternoon, Canada.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yeah, let me deal on the Senate telling federal government not to spend unnecessary money. Yes, it's a right talk in the right direction. Why I say so? The last administration, anytime they get up, they begin spending much money unnecessarily without confronting or presenting to National Assembly. It's duty of the National Assembly to know how much federal government are spending. But this time now, the current Senate now want to scrutinize everything and make sure that any money that the federal government wants to spend should pass through their house, so that nobody will say this Senate, they are, what do they call them? Rubber stamp Senate.
All right.
So I like what they are trying to do. Even they rejected the nomination of Erufai. So this Senate, I believe, they are in the right direction. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much, Frank. I've got Muriel from Oak Creek. And Muriel, good afternoon to you. Welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Thank you, Canada. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, Canada, this gas issue is a very serious one, honestly.
Okay. Tell me about it.
And they are still wasting gas, flaring it. It's like our natural resources has become a curse upon us, Phalga. It's so disheartening. And then yet they will talk about and they will be telling us about this fire. We should not use kerosene. Now you see that the difference between the kerosene and the gas is that kerosene, at least you can buy 500, you can buy 1,000, just as little as you can afford for that. Even if it takes you just in a day, you just use it for just maybe 1 day, 2 days, you can. But for gas now,
but you can also buy
kg.
You can buy that for gas as well. You can buy even if it's
Canada, that's where I'm
1
going
kg.
to.
You can buy 1 kg.
You can go. So do you know that Canada? Some people go with these 12 kg cylinders to buy 1,000 naira gas. Yeah, it's happening. But now it won't happen again. People can't afford it. Some people are just living on that, even if you serve them for just 2-3 days. After that, they go again, just like that. Life is going on. But now it seems it's like it's going to be impossible after now. So it's so disheartening, so heartbreaking. And then Canada, the National Assembly, they say they are going to set up a supplementary budget for this subsidy relief. Now, Canada, I want to ask, they've not been talking about this money they recovered from a subsidy removal. I was thinking they will be using those monies to at least fund this 35,000 and this 75 million homes. But they are not talking about it. Instead, it's like they are tilting towards borrowing. So what?
Muriel, have you been following how much have been shared between the three tiers of government? Have you been following up on that one? How much have been shared by the three levels of government? Because the last that I saw was 1.1 trillion naira, which is way bigger than what we've been sharing all this while.
So, Kalana, are you trying to tell me that the money they recovered from a subsidy removal, was it what they shared?
They're using it to run the government. That's what they use it, 1.1 trillion naira.
So
you must have heard the minister say more money.
Subsidy, when they've been paying something, what have they been using to run the government? Kalana, they're still borrowing. They've removed subsidy. They are getting money from this subsidy, and yet they are still borrowing, Kalana.
Okay.
So, what is giving? I don't really get. What are they doing with money? I'm not really seeing new policies on ground. I'm not really seeing anything new. And yet I see that they are tilting towards borrowing to still fund this NLC issue. I don't know. This country, I don't know. They are not really telling us anything, honestly.
All right. Muriel, I've got to go.
Big and blank statement, and yet
I've got to go.
Expect us to just understand.
Okay.
Canada is well, Sha.
It's well. I agree with you on that one. Junior from Port Harcourt, oh my. I missed your call. Please do well to call back. But on WhatsApp, this one says, even if gas is 4,000 naira per kg, these people complaining will still buy it from the money they got from petty. Oh, come on now. Come on. No, I'm not going to read this. But thank you nonetheless for sending in your messages. We talk for development. That's what we do here. I've got Robin from Eche. Robin, welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Yeah, good afternoon, my brother.
Robin, welcome.
You see, the issue of the commissioner of transport banning keke.
He didn't ban it.
In those roads.
He didn't ban it. He's only telling you what the law says. There's already
What's
a
the
law.
Which law? Which is the law?
There is a law. I read it out. I don't know if you listened while I was reading. I read it out earlier. There's a law done by the former governor of the state.
The commissioner of transport cannot approbate and reprobate.
Okay.
Which is the law? The law that bans those keke, as you have read out, is the law of River State government.
Okay.
On road traffic law.
Okay.
Number 6 of 2009.
Okay.
Therefore, the Commissioner of Transport does not have the local standard to sit in his office and ban those keke from plying those roads.
Why do you say so? Explain to me. Educate me on that one.
The only body that is meant to prosecute, before prosecute, arrest and prosecute, is Kimari. That is the law. Law number 6 of 2009 signed into law by former governor Rotimi Amechi when the former governor Ian Wike was the chief of staff. That is the law.
Okay.
So let him go about and banning on those roads. Police can prosecute. Nobody, as we speak today, River State can prosecute any of those keke that flat that the law.
All right.
We are not down. We are not fools. We are born here. All of us, we are from River State. Including the former governor and myself, we are here. We have a law that was signed into law by the River State House of Assembly. It has not been repealed. So commissioner should not flagrantly think that he's a demigod that he can announce that any of the keke drivers that is listening to me now should fly even the road that leads to government house.
Okay then. All right.
Nothing will happen.
I hope you'll be there to defend
because
them.
the only people that can prosecute them is Timarif.
Okay.
Good afternoon, I remain
I hope you'll be there
to.
I hope you'll be there to defend them nonetheless. But there is a law, and you should obey the law. Hector from Ogbogoro, welcome. Welcome.
Good afternoon, KD.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
There is a law.
Yeah.
And it is the government that made a law.
Okay.
2009. The team Marais, the person is talking about, was set up by the government. And even if that team Marais is dissolved, I think there is a task force to continue from where the team Marais stopped.
They could also use the police. They could also use the police.
This can be used.
Yeah, they could also use the police.
The task force can be used. They can set up an agency. The team Marais was an agency created by the government, by the governor through the Ministry of Transportation. And the law still continues. And this present commissioner is telling you that that law is still standing. The essence of the reason why they ban keke on some major roads, in fact, major roads in the city, is to maintain decency.
All right.
These keke drivers, honestly, I also enter keke almost every day when I'm going out.
Okay.
But a lot of them are just too reckless. They are just too reckless. And so the government has said, look, you should not apply this road. You should not fly this road. These are areas that you can use. And because we are trying to be sentimental and emotional, we criticize government.
While I like now, Hector, while I like the fact that you're looking at it from an objective angle, but have you looked at it from the angle that these people would also need to pay bills? These people would also need to fend for themselves. So yes, there is a law. You and I have agreed on that. But can the government do something for them?
The government did not ban keke outrightly.
Okay.
They only said, do not use certain routes.
Yeah, true.
Do not use these major routes.
Yeah, true.
It means that keke can drive in Port Harcourt.
All right then.
But there are specific areas that keke cannot drive. That is how it is done in every society. It is not only in Port Harcourt. It is not only in River State. So we should not, be biased against the government on everything.
All right, then.
Finally,
I've got to go. I'm sorry, Hector. I've got to go. Send the message. Oh, sorry, I missed the call from Nicholas. But Victor from NTA Road, welcome, Victor.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, welcome, Victor.
So I want to the keke that I want to ban now is not good because they should provide a bus that will take people, because if they ban keke from the major road, it will cause a lot of trekking in the road.
So when you say trekking, are there no vehicles running from NTA to Choba?
You know that some place that keke used to run, some place that cars do not enter, so that is the problem.
No, of course, in those places where cars don't enter, those are streets, I want to believe. Those are not major roads. So I don't think... Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
So, those places where vehicles or cars usually don't enter, I guess those are designated as streets, not major roads. So I don't want to think those places are affected. I don't think so, except I'm wrong.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, then. Maybe I should just read out yet again the major roads. According to the commissioner, the major roads are Bar Road, that's the express road, Ikwere Road, the entire Old Port Harcourt town, Borokri access, Ada George, that's Ada George Road, Airport Road, Eastern Bypass, Old Aba Road, Ilabuchi, Elikaya, and all the areas along the east-west roads. Others are Transamadi to Garrison, NTA to Choba, Rumokrusi, Eneka Igruta Road, Slaughter to Oji, Oginiba to Artillery, Oil Mill, Eleno-Akpajo Road, Gulf Estate to Akpajo, and Waja to Impogu. I've got Ida, and he's calling from Inkoro. Ida, greetings.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, greetings to you. Welcome on the show.
Also, thank the Commissioner for Transport. He has done very, very well.
Oh, okay.
Other transportation, like taxi is on the way to carry people. The one like the way the driver is driving is not good. They are driving wrong, moving people.
Okay.
So I want to commend the Commissioner.
I mean, I use Keke too. I don't know if I use Keke too. I don't think all of them are that rough the way you make it sound.
All of them come to this warfare area. You see the way they are driving.
But I've used Keke along that road as well. But thank you nonetheless. Thank you for your time. I've got to go now. Thank you very much, Ida. I've got Promise, and Promise is calling me from Rumodumaya. Promise, greetings. Welcome on the show.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Promise, welcome. What's on your mind, please?
Okay, my brother, concerning the statement of the Commissioner for Transport, I think instead of trying to see how to empower the youth, they are to pushing the youth and seeing us into
But the commissioner did not write the law. The commissioner did not make the law. The commissioner does not have the power to make a law. He has the power to enforce it. So those are two different things. So he's not the one impoverishing the young people, as you've put it. Can you hear me, Promise? Are you there? Oh, I guess network issues. Zion, Miss Zion's call. So I'm just going to go back to WhatsApp now. This one is saying, good afternoon, Mr. Canada. This gas issue is really getting out of hand. I don't really know where we are heading to, sir. I want to ask, does this our government have pity for the poor masses? Every day different kind of bad news and story. Why all this, sir? I really pray God should help our government, or God should help us, because our government are all a disappointment to us. They give no value to us. It is well. I rest my case. Thank you. You did not drop your name, but thank you nonetheless. I've got Junior calling back from Port Harcourt. Junior, welcome on the show.
Thank you, Kalada. Good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon, Junior. What's on your mind, please?
I'm calling you from Port Harcourt.
Right.
Let me look at the issue of tricycle riders.
Okay. Let's hear your story.
I think, to me, it's a welcome development if Rivers State government should by now start implementing some of these things. Because as at last 2 weeks, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. I'm listening to you. Please go ahead.
Okay. As at the last 2 weeks, I know what these people did to my vehicle. They put my bumper. One of them even have to fix my backlight. You know, the funny part of it is that when you start shouting at them, they will just stand up and, start threatening you. That they will beat you up and nothing will happen. And it's not too good. You see how these people navigate while you're on high speed, they will just navigate to your front. It's a human being. We're talking about human life. Also, to me, it's the welcome one, because their restlessness is too much. And if I should advise, I think Rivers State government should start implementing it now. It's the best time for us to take all this shit out of the road.
All right.
It's not good.
All right, Junior, thank you very much. Clement is calling from Mbobai Road, I believe. Clement, welcome.
Hello, good day, Kalada.
Yeah, Clement, welcome.
I want to talk about the gas.
Okay.
According to your report, you said gas is now 1,000 naira per kg, right?
Yeah, yes, in Lagos, and I think other parts
in
of the
Lagos.
country. Yeah.
Not in Port Harcourt.
I've not yet confirmed, but I hear something similar to that is happening in Port Harcourt as well. But just go ahead with your take. What's on your mind?
See, I don't know if the government want us to run out of this country for them. And of course, it is inevitable because you cannot expect that there are countries that even the price of bread has increased. People hit the streets for peaceful protest.
All right.
Maybe you want to educate us how we can go out on a peaceful protest, Mr. Kalada, where to put police report and kindly protest for the price of gas and every other commodity in the market, because this our NLC CUC and what have you, I am sure that they are giving us the coward vibe. That is why things will continue to increase like this.
Okay.
I don't know how we are in a country where your salary cannot afford to fill even a 6 kg gas, and you are chilling up and you are waiting to see you are giving government 40 days for them to do something. Please, Kalada, I beg. Maybe before you round up, just give us.
No. I'm not in the position. I'm not in the position to do that. You can meet. You can meet your lawyer. Your lawyer will advise you properly, or better still, meet the human rights lawyer, and you'll get you get proper advisement. Not for me. Not from me, rather. All right then. All right. Thank you very much, Clement. I've got Dakuku from Eche. Dakuku, welcome.
Good afternoon. This is Dakuku from Abokeche.
Yeah, Dakuku, welcome.
Canada, let me tell you, as to what you are talking about. With this thing you are talking, come down a day. You people should come down a day, do what is happening in a day.
What's happening?
Don't have a single road. I'm just telling you. We are suffering a lot.
But I'm not talking about roads.
The one that's commissioned by the government is not finishing, but he commissioned that road. But there is 22 hours without a 1 kilometer. You cannot even stay there. Stay 1 hour from a
but I'm not talking about roads. Dakuku, I'm not talking about roads. I don't know if you've been listening to the right radio station, but I've got Zion now. Is back and is calling from GRA. Zion, greetings to you. Welcome on the show.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Let me react on the comment to the Senate to Mr. President.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's hear you.
2 trillion naira for 6 months.
Yeah, something like that.
The truth is this. The people that are ready to destroy this country are much. And if Mr. President can take my advice, it will be better for us. 2 trillion naira. All frivolities.
Did you? I'm wondering. Okay. Now, Zion. Transportation, for instance, will be invested in. They will bring in CNG buses. I think we do. An alternative to petrol.
Are there enough cars in Nigeria anymore?
But see, now listen. Now, with the CNG buses, which will be public transportation, you will reduce the amount of people who are using cars. One, that will be environmentally friendly. 2, that would reduce the pressure on petrol. 3, the people who ply major roads or use public transportation would not have to spend much. These are factors. There will also be centers where people can go change their petrol vehicles to CNG fuel vehicles. So it's going to be a win-win situation, don't you think?
My brother, see, do you know that it was the name of this gas of petrols? That's why Petron has increased the price of gas.
No. There are two different kinds of. LPG, CNG are different gases.
I said the name gas.
Okay.
The name gas. The truth is this: the government lacks thinkers. People who can think. The government lack it.
Okay.
By the grace of God, I work somewhere. I do. You know what we did when this first scarcity came in? Thinkers of the company came together and scheduled the duties so that we are not affected. I work 3 days in a week. Are my salaries being paid? Yes. Remuneration paid? Yes. Am I complaining of fuel scarcity or subsidy? No, sir.
All right then. All right.
No, sir. These are thinking. We need people who can think.
Zion, I've got to go now. We need thinkers. All right, we need thinkers. All right, thank you. I've got Obed from Port Harcourt. Obed, quickly, please. We need to go.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Obed.
Good afternoon, Kalada.
I said good afternoon, Obed. Obed, good afternoon.
Yes, Kalada. That at 1,000 naira. I think it's not just Lagos. It's here in River State.
Okay.
I bought gas recently. It's 1,000 naira I bought.
Okay.
Per kg. But Canada, let me say this quickly. I think the citizens of this country are the cause of all this increase we are hearing here and there. Because I'm done asking why in Nigeria we fold our hands and watch this kind of thing goes on. You understand? We are so docile that we feel that nothing concerns us. So long as somebody see a cup of curry to eat for a day, you are okay. But things are going bad. How can you tell me that right now many people are now switching into gas, converting their generator? My friend, I just went to my friend's studio. I just came out there a few minutes, a few hours ago. He was using, he converted his generator to gas as an alternative. Right now, it's no longer, he has now resorted back to petrol.
All right, I've got to go now. I've got to go. I've got a commercial.
I think the people must rise up. So all this,
all right, thank you very much. They must rise up, you say. But after the commercial, I'll be back. Stay tuned.
Port Harcourt, are you ready for Port Harcourt Shopping Festival? The PH Award.